What is going on, guys? Back with another video. So we see the term Solana killer, which is thrown around quite often. And the thing is, we've seen the likes of Sui perform very well over the past year or so. And I do believe Sai is a project which can follow similar footsteps as Sui and Solana to perform as they've performed and see real growth in the coming months. I do believe it's a very good project all around. And of course, guys, when you look at the market cap of Solana, we're talking 105 billion compared to size 1.9 billion market cap. Now, of course, it's not going to flip Solana in terms of market cap, even though some people will tell you it will. But I do believe it can follow similar in regards to the price action. And I'm going to talk about how much I believe 10,000 Sai will be worth and whether or not it's enough. And again, that is going to depend on your own circumstance. So is it going to 5x? Is it going to 10x, 15, 20x, or is it going to 50x as some of these influencers will tell you? So when we look at Sai, guys, we're looking at a layer one, which I believe has a huge use case going forward. One of the main things they're aiming to do is to improve the EVM, the Ethereum virtual machine, in regards to the efficiencies with the chain. So when we look at EVM, guys, it's very inefficient, and the transactions are very slow, around 20 transactions per second. And basically what this results in is it results in the users waiting for massive amounts of time. And on top of that, the transaction fees are very high, and sometimes they're going into hundreds of dollars for a very simple transaction where you want to conduct it for a very small amount, and you're paying more than 10x the actual transaction value. And on top of that, guys, because of how inefficient and slow it is, it's not ideal for developers, and they're not able to deploy and develop high performance applications. So basically what Sai is looking to do is basically utilize parallelization, which is going to improve the Ethereum virtual machine from 4 major innovations, one of which is called the Twin Turbo Consensus, which is basically looking to improve the time to finality. And it's basically looking to get this to 400 milliseconds, which is very fast, and is going to improve the overall experience for different developers and different users altogether. And on top of that, they also offer these different innovations which are going to change exactly how the Ethereum virtual machine is used. And you can see here, guys, the benefits of this. The Sai represents 100x improvement on the EVM. This will unlock an entirely new design space for application developers and make the EVM much cheaper to access for normal people and developers. So that is their goal, guys, is looking to improve the EVM in terms of speed, efficiency, and making it more friendly for developers and the end user. On top of that, guys, Sai is a project which does have interest in regards to financial institutes. We can see this with different sort of applications that they can provide. Now you can see here, for different institutes who want to develop on Sai, they can leverage the fast scalable chain, and they can build different enterprise applications, whether that's trading, whether it's asset management, whether it's offering derivatives, whether it's lending and different yield protocols. This can offer all of those products, and it does it in a way which is very efficient as well. So you can see here, for financial products, Sai enables institutes to develop and manage innovative financial products such as derivatives, complex instruments, and other very high sort of projects which use a lot of high sort of data, performance data, whether it's lending and trading. And this offers all of that. On top of that, it offers robust asset management. So you can use Sai's infrastructure to basically utilize high-level asset management. And again, this is going to potentially onboard huge institutes, huge companies who can build on Sai. And on top of that, guys, as I've said, this has an ecosystem which is continuing to grow. Now, when we look at the TVL, the total value locked for Sai, now, of course, guys, compared to the likes of, Solana or Base or some of the bigger chains, it's not as high as that, guys, but you want to look at the growth we've seen over the past year. Now, when you look at, January, the start of January, we are looking at around $5 million in TVL, right? Fast forward to today, you're looking at, over 40x on that. Currently $217 million in TVL. And if you look at the weekly growth of this, guys, we are just seeing this continue to grow. And I do believe this is going to continue to grow, and I wouldn't be surprised if this smashes through the 1 billion mark. And this is, again, guys, you're getting this at a very cheap price, $1.9 billion. Now, of course, for you microcap and low cap investors, this is not cheap. You're used to seeing, the projects under 20 million in market cap. Again, I focus on microcaps, but it is important, guys, to have projects which are your safety net. And I do believe Sai is a good project, which, of course, it's not your most sort of low risk project, but again, it is a project which has established itself. It has massive backers behind it, and I do believe at these levels, you're getting it on a 60% drop in terms of from the highs, and again, nearly 40% on the month, right? So it's a great level, in my opinion, to pick up some Sai. Now, when we look at the ecosystem, it's an ecosystem which has AI in it. It has data analytics, DeFi, gaming, infrastructure. So it has that use case in place. Now, if we look at something like, data and analytics, it's got a huge amount of integrations. Now, this also includes, different sort of, protocols which integrate the side chain, such as DexScreener, CoinGecko, of course, but it does also provide, different DeFi platforms. And ultimately, guys, this is going to improve the amount of volume, and it's going to improve the value which is going to be locked in the Sai ecosystem through these DeFi projects. On top of that, guys, they've got some gaming. Gaming is going to be huge, and Sai, with its cheap costs and how fast it is, it's going to be a good chain for gaming developers to launch their games on, and they already have a pretty big list of games on this, and this is probably going to continue to grow in the future. So this is very bullish. And on top of that, guys, you've got infrastructure, you've got NFTs, and you've got other, different narratives, wallets, that sort of thing. So this is really good. There's a lot of projects on this. I think, over 100 easily already launched on Sai. And, this is going to continue to grow. So again, guys, what is the point in buying the token, right? Because there is a case where some layer ones or some projects do not have adequate token utility. Sai is essential for the blockchain. It's used for the transaction fees on the Sai network. It's used for governance, and governance is very important, guys, because it's going to determine exactly the future of where the project goes and the growth of the project. And, it's going to listen to the community and exactly where they want the project to go. And on top of that, guys, you can also stake this project as well through the app here. Now, again, guys, whether or not you want to stake at this stage, I have said this before, is entirely your decision. All I will say is do not lock up your tokens for a long period of time, guys. Anything more than a month for me is too long currently, because we're not in the bear market, right? So just pay attention to that. Be aware of, the risks with locking up your tokens. On top of that, through the app, you can bridge across different chains, and you can also transfer different assets as well. So it's a good app where, you can do your main tasks through this as well. On top of that, the other thing I like about Sai, guys, is the community, right? A very bullish community who are very active, posting about this consistently. And what I like, again, about the project is the updates. Key updates in regards to developments with the EVM. You can see here, Sai is scaling a 50x performance improvement compared to any mainnet EVM chain. So this is going to be massive, guys. This is going to be huge. Compare it to most of the other chains, they do not come anywhere near the transactions per second Sai is looking to achieve. On top of that, guys, they've got these, different sort of, social events as well, Web3 gaming events, which is going to be massive in 2025. And it's just exactly what you want to see. I like exactly what they're doing. They also have, some exposure within meme coins as well. So, if maybe, you don't want to get exposure to Sai, you might think it hasn't got enough multipliers in the tank for you. You can have a look at the ecosystem, whether that's gaming, whether it's AI, whether it's memes, and you could potentially get more returns from those investments. Other things, guys, to consider. I do see some people who, sort of talk down on, this is a VC and it's got massive backers who are going to dump the tokens. Now, of course, guys, this does have early investors, just like most layer ones. And, you can see this as a negative, but also positive, because again, guys, they have the funds behind them. These are some of the biggest, tier ones in the space. Coinbase Ventures, Delphi Ventures, Circle, Multicoin Capital. And these are going to continue to, push this project and look to improve the growth on it. They also have very strong tier 2 investors and tier 3 investors as well. Now, when you look at the early investors, guys, of course, some of them are up big. If you look at the seed investors, some of them are up 90x on the investment. And, people want to pick and choose when they look at a project. Sui has the same behind it. And these investors are up over 150x on the investment, guys. So, you need to be aware and understand that it's a necessity for the growth of a project, guys, because, at the end of the day, guys, these backers behind this, they're putting the money in the project because they believe in the long-term growth. These investors are successful because they can pick the right investment, right? So if you look at Sui, again, similar to Sai, backed by Coinbase Ventures, and on top of that, other big investors behind them, such as Circle as well. So, it's very similar to Sui in that regard. And if we look at something like Solana, again, which has proved to be some of the best returns for early investors, you're talking 542,000%, guys. Right now, these are just insane numbers when you actually understand, how big or how much gain some of these early investors have made. And people are still investing into Solana at over 100 billion market cap, guys, with similar sort of backers in Sai. So for me, Sai is something similar to Solana, very attractive market cap, guys. And again, you're not getting this when it's already done. Of course, the early investors are up massive, but in terms of the public and, people buying now, in terms of retail, you're still getting this at a very attractive price. So yeah, in terms of other things to cover, if we look at the, the tokenomics, you've got around 42% of the supply in circulation. And if you have a look at the vesting schedule on Chain Broker, if we look at something like May, again, guys, this is going to vary on where you want to take profits. Some people are talking about Q1 25. Some people are saying Q2, Q3, Q4. That's going to depend on your own, personal interest. But if we have a look at something like, April 2025 or May 2025, again, that's saying 4.2 billion will be released. And according to, CryptoRank and CoinGecko, we already have 4.2 billion in supply currently in circulation. And if you want to extend that to something like November 2025, where it's going to be 5.4 billion in circulation, again, guys, that is minimal from the current supply of 4.2 billion. And in terms of unlocks, they do have steady unlocks, I believe, every day. But guys, these are very small unlocks, which aren't going to have any impact on the price, in my opinion. So yeah, guys, I do believe Sai is a project which can give you some good growth. Finally, guys, how much do I think 10,000 Sai can be worth in 2025? If we look at Sui, guys, just going to Sui's current market cap, you're looking at a 6 to 7x, which would be a 14 billion market cap. I think it smashes through that very easily over the next few months. For me, guys, I wouldn't be surprised if we can see Sai sitting at 30 billion, which would be a 15x. And for me, I would take profits from a 10x. I think a 10x is a good level in my opinion. And again, guys, you could take profits at a 5x. But for me, I think something like 25 billion is very achievable. If we look at some of the other, layer ones, we've got the likes of, Cardano, Tron, which are already sitting at close. Well, Tron is already nearly 25 billion. When we look at Cardano, which is 40 billion, I don't see any reason why, Sai can't go on to achieve that. And we've got Sui, which is already 14 billion. And this is going to continue to grow and probably, get close to something like Solana's market cap, the current market cap, of course. But yeah, guys, so if you were to have 10,000 Sai, currently that's going to set you back around $4,500. And potentially, if this goes to hit 25 billion, that is going to be worth $60,000, which is a very good return, in my opinion. So yeah, guys, Sai, very strong contender. I do believe it can pull off something similar to Solana. It's not going to kill Solana, guys, but it can, mimic and mirror some of the growth we've seen of Solana. So hope you enjoyed that video, guys. Of course, it's important to have a safety net in your portfolio as well, and do think Sai is a good option. Don't forget to subscribe, guys. Got big plans for the channel. I will be doing giveaways as well. We'll be doing a big giveaway at 4,000 subs, so don't forget to smash the subscribe button and hit the bell notifications so you don't miss any of my updates, and I will see you very soon for the next video.